The courtroom was silent. 3 men sat on one side of the room. A young woman sat on the other. And between them, 3 sealed envelopes on the judge's desk. One of those envelopes held the answer to a question that had destroyed a family. The other 2 held nothing but more pain. For years, Lauren Lake has presided over moments families fear and need the most. Calm presence, firm voice. In her courtroom, truth doesn't entertain, it decides. And today, 3 men would learn if they were a father, and a daughter would learn who she really was. The judge looked at the young woman. Miss Maya Thompson, you're 25 years old. You've brought 3 men to this court claiming one of them is your biological father. But the man who raised you, Robert Thompson, is also here. Can you explain to the court why we're here today? Maya took a breath. Her hands were shaking. 6 months ago, my mother was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She didn't have much time. And one day in the hospital, she told me something I'll never forget. Her voice cracked. She told me that the man I'd called Dad my whole life wasn't my biological father. The courtroom stirred. The judge raised a hand for silence. And what exactly did your mother tell you? Maya closed her eyes. She said there were 3 men. That summer, before she married Robert. She said she wasn't sure which one was my father, so she chose the one she loved, and she told him I was his, and he believed her. She opened her eyes. She died 3 weeks later, and I've been trying to figure out who I am ever since. The judge turned to Robert Thompson, gray hair, tired eyes, sitting in the back row like he didn't belong. Mr. Thompson, you raised Maya from birth. Did you know about this? Robert stood slowly. Yes, Your Honor. I've known since Maya was 2 years old. Gasps in the courtroom. Maya's head snapped toward him. What? There was a medical issue. Robert continued, voice steady. Blood work. The doctors told me the blood type didn't match. I confronted your mother, and she told me the truth. He looked at Maya. She told me she wasn't sure who your father was, and I had a choice. Walk away or stay and be your dad anyway. And you chose to lie to me. Maya's voice was rising. I chose to love you. The judge intervened. Mr. Thompson, why didn't you tell her? Robert's voice broke. Because I was afraid. Afraid she'd go looking. Afraid she'd find him. Afraid I'd lose her. He looked down, and I was right. The judge gave him a moment, then turned to the 3 men on the left. Gentlemen, you've all agreed to DNA testing. Let's start with you, Mr. Martinez. David Martinez. How did you know Maya's mother? David stood, early 50s, graying, nervous. Diane and I dated in high school. We broke up when she went to college. But one summer, she came back home. We reconnected. We spent about 2 months together. Then she left again. I didn't hear from her after that. Did you know she was pregnant? No, ma'am. Not until Maya contacted me 2 months ago. And what was your reaction when she told you you might be her father? David hesitated. Honestly, I didn't believe it at first. It was 26 years ago. But then she sent me a picture. And I saw. He stopped. I saw her eyes. And they looked like mine. The judge turned to Maya. Why did you reach out to Mr. Martinez first? My mother left a letter. 3 names. He was the first one listed. She said he was her first love. And did you hope he was your father? Maya paused. I don't know. Maybe. He seemed safe. The judge looked at the second man. Mr. James Holland. You worked with Diane Thompson 26 years ago. Tell the court about your relationship. James stood. Mid-40s. Arms crossed. Defensive. We weren't in a relationship. We worked together at a law firm. She was a paralegal. I was an associate. We went out a few times. That's it. How many times? I don't know. 4? 5. Were you intimate? James shifted. Yes. And when did this relationship end? It didn't really end. She just stopped showing up to work one day. I heard she got married. I moved on. Did you ever try to contact her? No. Why not? Because it wasn't serious. At least not for me. The judge's tone sharpened. But it might have been for her. James didn't answer. The judge turned to Maya. How did Mr. Holland react when you contacted him? Maya's jaw tightened. He told me he didn't want any trouble. He said my mother was probably lying. He only agreed to the test when I said I'd go public. The judge looked at James. Is that true? I didn't say she was lying. I said I didn't think it was me. And yet here you are. James sat down. The judge looked at the third man. Mr. Eric Shaw. You've been the hardest to track down. Maya had to hire a private investigator to find you. Why is that? Eric stood. Late 40s. Rough hands. Looked uncomfortable in a suit. I move around a lot. Construction work. I go where the jobs are. How did you know Diane Thompson? I didn't really know her. She was friends with my sister. There was a party one night. We talked. Things happened. I left town a week later. Did you know she might have gotten pregnant? No. I swear I didn't. And when Maya found you and told you, what did you think? Eric's voice was quiet. I thought maybe my sister would have told me. But then I realized my sister didn't even know. Nobody knew. The judge leaned forward. Mr. Shaw, do you have any other children? No, ma'am. Have you ever been married? No. If this test comes back and you're Maya's father, what will you do? Eric looked at Maya. I don't know. I guess I'd try to know her. If she wanted that. The judge turned back to Maya. You've heard from all three men. You've also heard from the man who raised you. Before we open these results, I need to ask you something. What are you hoping for? Maya's eyes filled with tears. I just want to know the truth. I want to know where I came from. I want to know why my mother lied. I want to know if any of these men even wanted me. Her voice broke. Because the one man who did, I can't even look at him anymore. Robert's head dropped. The judge softened. Maya, I understand you're angry, but I need you to hear something. Biology is one thing. Being a father is another. These test results will tell you who contributed DNA, but they won't tell you who your father is. Only you can decide that. Then why are we here? Maya asked. Because you deserve the truth, even if it hurts. The judge picked up the first envelope. We tested all three men, but only one of these envelopes contains a match. The other two will say excluded. Are we ready? No one spoke. The judge opened the first envelope. In the matter of Maya Thompson versus David Martinez, she read silently, paused. Mr. Martinez, you are excluded as the biological father. David exhaled. Relief, maybe, or disappointment. Hard to tell. The judge opened the second envelope. In the matter of Maya Thompson versus James Holland, another pause. Mr. Holland, you are excluded as the biological father. James didn't react, just stared straight ahead. That left one envelope. One man. The judge looked at Eric Shaw, then at Maya. Before I open this, Mr. Shaw, do you have anything you want to say? Eric stood. Just, if it's me, I'm sorry I wasn't there. I didn't know. But I'm here now. The judge nodded. Opened the envelope. Read it. Her face stayed neutral. In the matter of Maya Thompson versus Eric Shaw, she looked up. Mr. Shaw, according to these results, you are the biological father. Silence. Eric's knees buckled. He sat down hard, put his face in his hands. David looked away. James stood and walked out. Robert didn't move. And Maya just stared at Eric. This stranger. This man who didn't even remember her mother's face. This man who'd spent 25 years not knowing she existed. And now he was her father. Do you have anything to say to each other? The judge asked. Eric looked up. Eyes red. I don't know what to say. I didn't plan for this. I didn't even think it was possible. But if you want me in your life, I'll be there. Maya's voice was cold. You don't even know me. I know. But I want to. Why? Because a test told you to. Eric flinched. No. Because you're my daughter. And I already missed 25 years. I don't want to miss more. Maya turned to Robert. And what about you? Robert stood. Slowly. I'm not going anywhere, Maya. Test or no test, I'm still your dad. if you'll let me be. But you lied. I did. And I'm sorry. But I don't regret loving you. The judge spoke carefully. Maya, you have a choice now. You have a man who raised you, and a man who made you. And you get to decide what those titles mean. But I'll tell you this. Family isn't just about blood. It's about who shows up. And both of these men are here. Maya looked between them. Eric, who wanted a second chance he didn't earn. Robert, who'd earned everything but lost it with one lie. And she realized something her mother never told her. The truth doesn't set you free. It just gives you more questions. I need time. Maya said finally. That's fair, the judge said. Court is adjourned. People started filing out. Eric walked over to Maya. Can I call you sometime? Maya didn't answer right away. Then, I'll think about it. Eric nodded, left. Robert approached. Maya, not now, Dad. He stopped. She'd called him Dad. Maybe that meant something. Maybe it didn't. But it was all he had. Months would pass. Eric would reach out. Maya would respond. Sometimes. They'd meet for coffee once. It was awkward. He tried too hard. She couldn't let her guard down. But they kept trying. Robert gave her space. Sent messages. Didn't push. Waited. And slowly, Maya started to understand what the judge meant. Family is complicated. And sometimes, the people who hurt you are the same ones who love you most. But that day, in the courtroom, none of that had happened yet. That day, all Maya knew was that her whole life had been built on a lie. And now she had to build a new one, with pieces that didn't fit. And questions that had no good answers. For years, Lauren Lake has presided over moments families fear and need the most. But what happens when the truth doesn't heal? When knowing doesn't help? When the answer just leads to more pain? Sometimes, the courtroom is just the beginning. The real work happens after everyone goes home. And no test can tell you how to do that. 3 men, 1 daughter, and a truth that changed everything, even if it fixed nothing.